Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be showing you how I got this smoky black glittery eye look. I know it's kind of dark on screen right now, that's because the sun is setting and I don't really have good lighting. But in the video it is daylight, so you'll get a better look, and I will have some pictures at the end. So if you're interested to see how I got this look, please stay tuned. Alright everybody, I'm starting with my Offer Cosmetics Semi-Permanent Waterproof Eyebrow Gel in light brown. I'm going to comb my eyebrow hairs up and get them in the shape that I want them to be in. And then I'm going to take an angled brush, anything that you feel most comfortable. The one that I'm using is a MAC 262 SE. It was from a holiday collection a few years back. And I'm just going to follow the natural shape of my eyebrow, making sure to fill in areas that are sparse and need coverage. For the front of my brow, I'm using a brown eyeshadow. The front of my brows are very full, so I don't need a brow gel for that area. I just need something to make it more even and kind of blend in with the rest of the brow. Now, to clean up my brow area, I'm going to be using my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Toffee. I'm going to take some of that onto a synthetic fiber brush, or a concealer brush as some would call it, and I'm going to clean up the excess gel because obviously they're looking kind of thick right now. So you just want to take your brush and go under the brow area, and you want to concentrate the most color under the high point of the brow. As you can see, I'm just doing short strokes and just blending that concealer all the way out. And now you do the same thing for the top, concentrating that color on the highest points of the brow and then just blending it out around the brow, because you don't want, as they call them, those crazy Instagram brows, because nobody likes those. And just continue to blend. I like to use my finger to just make that concealer blend in with my skin better. Some more sprucing, and as you can see in the front, I'm trying to thin out that front and give it a gradient effect. So that's why I keep going back in there with the concealer. You really just want to perfect the brows to your liking. Alright, look at those crispy brows. Now we're taking our Urban Decay Potion Primer, and I'm going to put that all over my lids. I have very oily eyelids, so eyeshadow will crease on me before I'm even done doing my makeup if I do not use a primer. This is one of the ones that I find that works very well for my eyes. I also like to use MAC paints as well. I also go back in with a second layer of the primer potion right in the area where my eye crease is, because that is the oiliest part of my eye, and I just want to make sure that for this look there's no separating of the shadows because I would look crazy. Alright, I'm going in with MAC Saddle eyeshadow. I'm going to be using that as my transition color. It's a very neutral shade for my skin tone. So what you want to do is take a fluffy brush. I'm using a dense dual fiber eye brush. I'm just taking that color and I'm buffing it into my crease area, slightly above the crease area, to give myself a nice canvas. I'm going back in with Embark in my real crease, the area where I had double layered my primer potion, to deepen up that part of my eye so that the color that we're going to put on the lid can stand out even more. Now I'm going in with a purple shade from my Morph Neutrals palette. Because I'm going to be using black on my lids and I'm doing this black purpley orangey look, I want to make sure that I'm laying down the foundation in the crease so that all the colors blend together. As you can see here, you see the purple and the brown, really light, really basic. Now I'm going to go into my crease and I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow in Eternal Black, and that is color 999. And I'm just taking that on a small shader brush and really packing in the color. The formulation on this eyeshadow is kind of like a gel mousse. It's very, very soft and malleable. So it's one of those things that it doesn't really have fallout, I should say, from the way that I'm using it. But that's why I just wanted to pack in the color. There you go. As you can see, I have a hooded lid. So for me, I have to kind of create a false full eyelid. So the area where I'm pointing to with my brush, I'm going to bring that black color all the way up there. So we're just taking that color and pulling it up over the crease onto the area where my eyelid naturally hoods when I open my eye, because I want this to be full and dramatic, and I really want to play up that really, really beautiful color. I'm actually really loving these Infallible eyeshadows. I bought them after watching the Fancy Face video on the Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows, and she said that the L'Oreal shadows were very comparable to those shadows and were a better deal financial wise, and also they were better quality. Now I'm just going back into the crease and I'm taking Saddle again and just brushing over the black. Now I'm going in with my Makeup Forever number 92, the original formulation, and I'm just going to take a blending brush and I'm going to blend that color into the crease. We already laid down that initial purple, and this color is just going to build on top of that and give this look a little bit more punch. Alright, I'm going in with my Brick Red eyeshadow color from MAC. Even though it's called Brick Red or Red Brick, whatever it's called, it does have more of an orange color, and I want to play up on that purple orange because those two colors complement each other very, very well. Now I'm going in with a highlight. I used a couple colors from my Morphe Neutrals palette and a couple from my MAC eyeshadow palette that I built myself. Just to create a crease, just to create a under eye color. Alright, time for liner. This is my favorite liner. It is the Wet n Wild Fergie liner in black. It's the best $3 I ever spent. The color itself is called Little Black Dress. And I'm just going to be using an angled liner brush to create the line that I want. I like to start from the middle of my eye and then go to the outside and then the inside. And I'm just creating a slight wing, not too much because I don't really want this to be a winged liner look. Alright, now back to the eye. I'm taking my NYX Wonder Pencil and I'm lining my waterline. This color I use instead of white because I am brown. The white can look too harsh and it can make you look crazy. So in the under eye, I'm going back in with my Eternal Black from L'Oreal, also mixed with Carbon from MAC. I'm layering that on top of the Eternal Black to give it more of that dark smoky color on the outer half of my under eye, and then on the inner half I'm going to be using my number 92 from Makeup Forever, kind of pulling back in from the top. Alright, now let's take a makeup wipe and clean up all the mess that I made. I had some fallout from my Carbon and some from my number 92 Makeup Forever. And so I'm about to go in with my concealer, so I just want to make sure that the area is nice and clean that there are no dark shadows under there, as I don't want it to mix with my concealer and be muddy. Alright, I'm using my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW40, and I'm going to be applying it with a beauty blender. I use 1 pump of the concealer for each eye. So this is 1 pump, and I'm just taking that and I'm going to dot it under my eye area. Focusing more on the outside more and less on that inner corner under the eye, because whatever excess we have, we're going to have it on the sponge and it's going to be pulled into that area. I did wet my Beauty Blender sponge with warm water to kind of activate it, quote unquote. I find that when I use warm water on my sponge, that it gives me a flawless finish. And you can kind of see how easily that concealer is blending out. Alright, now we're going to go in and we're going to do a little bit of color correction. I do have some scarring on my face, and I'm going to color correct that with my Correct and Conceal palette from MAC. And I'm using my Pure Orange. Now this orange will cancel out all those dark marks under the foundation so they won't peek through. It's called camouflage. So I just take that and I put that all along my chin, all along the areas that have those darker marks, and a little bit under my nose. I also sprayed my face with my Evian facial mist. I find that it helps to blend out my cream products a lot better. Alright, here I am. I'm applying my foundation. The lighter colors are actually my concealer, which is the NW40, and the darker colors is my NW45. I am not dark enough for my NW45 right now, so I have to mix it. And again, I sprayed that with the Evian mist because it makes it look so beautiful. And as you can see, I'm using the Beauty Blender, and it's just blending out this foundation with no problem at all. That's one of the reasons why I really enjoy the Beauty Blender. I still love my brushes, but when I'm in a hurry and I kind of just want to quickly get this done, the Beauty Blender works wonders. Alright, now I'm taking my e.l.f. blush palette. I actually just recently bought this and I absolutely love it. It's the blush palette in dark, and I'm using that bottom color to act as my contour slash blush. And these blushes are actually very pigmented, so you gotta be careful. Now I'm going in with my contour palette from e.l.f. And as you can see, I wasn't hitting pan on that. I use it a lot. And I'm continuing to blend out my contour. And I'm going to take that contour and I'm going to bring it up to my forehead. I have a small forehead, so I try to not do too much because then it makes my forehead area look even tinier. And now we're going to take the contour and bring it down on the jawline to slim that out. Now I'm contouring my nose. I'm using my Richly Honed contour cream from MAC Cosmetics. And I'm using a pointed detail brush just to apply that to the bridge of my nose where I want this color deposited. With nose contouring, you don't want to go too far because you can either look crazy, like you have a really, really super tiny nose that doesn't fit your face, or you can make it look muddy and it'll make your nose look wider. I'm now taking my Nuance highlighter, also from MAC Cosmetics, and I'm just going to highlight my nose, especially the point, to give it that cute little pointy buttony nose, as much of a button nose as I'm going to get. I'm also going to take the same highlighter and I'm going to highlight my cheek area right above the blush to give myself a nice warm glow. Just remember that blending is key. Alright, now onto the lips. I'm taking my NYX lip liner in Never, and I'm just going to outline my lips and also fill them in. And now I'm using my favorite lip color at the moment, which is my Kat Von D liquid lipstick. It's in Lolita. And it's really like a dusty rose, pink, gray kind of color, but it's really, really pretty. Especially since we have such bright eyes, we want to kind of subdue the lips. I went in with Night Moth lip liner just to give my lips a little bit deeper dimension on the edges. And onto the eyes, I'm just prepping my eyes for my lashes. So I'm doing a light coat of mascara, which is in Extreme Dimension, which is my favorite mascara. And I'm going to pop that onto the bottom. Now, for my lashes, I have on double lashes. I had 2 pairs in my little lash box, so I just stack them on top of each other and pop them onto my face. As you can see, they're still drying. That's why you see that color on the lash line. And that's the look. It was pretty simple to do. I took a couple breaks in between, but I think it looked really nice. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye!